Hampshire. Join us on the Zoom call. It's free. All you need to do is go to diggingdeeper.us and then click on the link at the top of the screen that says Studio Cam. View Studio Cam. We'll call this the Studio Cam, okay? Because we're in the studio and that's a camera.
Yep.
So we're going to keep it logical here. It's Studio Cam. So we do need to make sure that we are you hearing us live on the radio stream? Andy, are you monitoring that? On the radio stream, the one right on diggingdeeper.us. Well, you know what? I can actually check that from this computer over here. So we're doing some engineering tests with lots of different things, including a special live in-studio guest, because we don't like the dead in-studio guests. They stink up the place.
That's good. I like it. I like it.
What was I doing over here now? I forgot.
Check the live stream.
Okay.
Make sure it's going.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for being the engineer, checking the live stream here. See if it sounds like Yeah, okay, it sounded like we were certainly live.
Yep.
But now the question is, how's the actual sound quality? Are you monitoring it yet, Miss Andrea?
I'm hearing you fine.
And you're on the Zoom call, or you are on radio? Digging Deeper Radio.
Zoom call right now.
Okay, can you listen on the diggingdeeper.us radio stream, please? And Miss Andrea is standing by for your calls. She'll screen the calls at 940.
She's unmuted.
224 6315. Sorry for the echo. That's 940 224 6315. Call us directly in on the line there. And we'll discuss the 25th Amendment. Evidently, by the look of the engineer,
I'm listening to the recording again, and I can't get to...
hit refresh on your screen because we're live.
Aha.
Okay, so we got to teach the engineer some things, because, this is all new for us. This is just, we're having some fun here. And so if you get to the website, diggingdeeper.us, and you don't hear it live, you wouldn't be hearing this message. But if you hear this later and then you think that's what I was doing last time, then remember, refresh the page. Refresh the page when you get there, and then you'll be caught up with the live. And because if you sit on the page for a while, then you're already, the computer thinks you're not participating in the live stream. So get to the page, and it should play for you actually right away. Does it auto-play? Tell us, folks.
Yes.
It does autoplay. All right, awesome. All right, so we're finally on, and hope we have some listeners. Haven't lost you by now. That was an interesting article that was read. That I read on the rollcall.com, and appreciate Andrea sending that over to me. The main thing it sounds like Pelosi's trying to do, because they're obviously going to be out of session before the election. I mean, they're going to be out until after the election. Since Congress is going to be out of session until after the election, she obviously isn't trying to pass this to get Trump out of office before November 3rd. Obviously. So that one's kind of out. So that means to me, before we even go through the other three options that they laid out in that article, to me, let me ask you guys this. Okay, so let's just say you have a pushover opponent that you know is going to defeat himself, and there's no way you're going to lose to this clown. Let's just say you feel that way. If you feel like there's no way you're going to lose a contest or an election, and there's no way you're going to lose, right? You feel that way? Are you going to try to disqualify him? Get him out? not unless you're worried about it,
Right.
right?
That's what I would think.
It doesn't sound logical for you to be really worried or aggressive about trying to get somebody out of a contest that you thought you were going to easily win. That just doesn't make sense to me. So that's the first thing that doesn't make sense to me. And so then you look at the other options they said. So if Biden wins and they don't pursue this legislation that they're trying to put forth, then it was just for political purposes.
It's almost like they're trying to stack the deck, if you think about it, for the next party, the next election. They have it set to where they can play both sides. Where when Trump is reelected, because I'm going to use the when he's reelected or when he's reelected, because I don't feel he's not going to be reelected. At least they have a card they can play that goes, oh, we don't think he's what are the words I'm trying to look for? We don't think he's mentally capable of proceeding.
Right. So is it about Trump? Or are you saying it's not about Trump?
I think it could be played in both ways. I think it could be played in the other side with Biden in his quote-unquote dementia or mental status.
Senility.
Well, that was the third option, and that was that if or the second option actually when you look at that, since you mentioned that. First option is if Biden wins and they don't pursue it, then it was all for political purposes. If they don't, and the author of that article reminded us that the same senator, congressman, put forth the same bill in 2017. She wasn't interested in it then, but now she is. So that was interesting. But now she's putting it forth possibly not for Trump, because in her words, this is not about Trump. That's actually in her words. She said this is not about Trump.
Ooh, do you think she's actually telling the truth for once?
If it's a political move, no. Because a political move should never be about the truth. Right?
Right. But you know, the best lie always includes a little truth.
A little truth. I think the was in the... Right? She used the... Okay, anyway. She started out with some truth. No, she wants to talk about the 25th Amendment. And if it's about getting Biden out of office, why in the world would you want somebody of even lesser capabilities in charge? Why would that be? What do you think, Matt?
I stand with the side of, I guess you would call it the political puppet, or almost like the Manchurian Candidate. They can take and manipulate how they want things to go.
Because she's young, a young senator, and so she's easily manipulated.
Well, so is he. So
Yeah,
what do they need to get rid of him for?
Easily manipulated, Mr. Biden himself.
What do they need to get? Let me ask this a little closer, guys, because we're on diggingdeeper.us here. Why would they need to get rid of Joe Biden?
That's a good question.
I have my own theories, but I brought it up in a way that you know what I'm digging for. Why would his own people, once he was able to win the prize for them of the office of presidency?
He's too moderate. But again, he's easily manipulated, so...
Okay, keep going. I don't know if you heard that from Andy. I don't know if she's close enough. Yeah, that sounds like she is. She's able to give us a good viewpoint there. Any more?
I mean, I didn't actually get a chance to click and read on the article. I think you posted earlier on the chat about him being involved in some criminal activities.
Oh, yeah.
That could
Ukraine.
Could be a very good reason to
They
need to get rid of him.
Yeah, that he's actually on the list of criminal indictments in the Ukraine. That's what that was about, right?
Absolutely. Yep. In fact, I was going to just go to a break here and play a little Don Henley song. I don't have that one queued up. We got a couple of them here. Okay, so I guess we can't play while we're live. But anyway, I've got some sound effects here. I should go over to the sound effects and play those.
There it is.
Oh, did you hear the
It's
scanner?
that delayed.
You heard the scanner feed? Yeah. So anyway, I should play that song, "Dirty Laundry." Right. I'm afraid Joe Biden. Remember whose secrets does Joe Biden hold? Let's see. Well, I mean, who was his former boss?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Barry.
Sotero?
No. Yeah.
Barry
Okay.
Soetoro. Yeah.
Barry Sotero.
And Michael?
Yeah, and Michael, his accomplice.
Barry and Michael. Oh, wait.
That might be a little deep for
Yeah,
some
I
of
don't
our
know.
listeners, or maybe they.
Oh no, not the 2 or 3 of us here. No, there might be more. Let's take a look at digging deeper and see who is listening. We have Andy and Matt and Brian. Who is listening out there? Hey, if you're listening in, chime in on the chat on either the diggingdeeper.us chat right at the top of the page there. Looks like, oh, Waylon and Valerie. All right. Looks like there is a couple of chatters, let's call them visitors here on the feed. So let's take a look. Good evening, Valerie. Thank you so much for what you do, because she's telling me good evening, Brian. And Valerie is from Scotts Bluff and is really dedicated and committed to helping find missing persons, and especially in the area of adults or young adults or between healthy adults and slightly older adults, because a lot of people are looking for the kids. There's a lot of missing kids stuff out there and a lot of good organizations. But what Valerie's trying to do is, and of course there's the sober alerts for the seniors. So what we're trying to do and what she's trying to do, and I'm helping her, of course we want to help anybody that's doing something good, is to fill that gap in the middle and get those people, because we have some theories, and Waylon and I talked about that on one of the, I think even Valerie had some input on that, listening to their thoughts on the idea of these gentlemen, and usually, you'd think females, but there's a lot of men coming up missing. A lot of men. Just able-bodied men just off the face of the earth from taking out the trash or whatever. And just, shoom, they're gone and no trace. There's a local kid in Scotts Bluff, in the Scotts Bluff area in Nebraska that did that, Chance, and we're looking for Chance, and we're going to do our best to try to find Chance, and Valerie's dedicated to that cause. So anyway, thanks, Valerie. Thanks for tuning in and joining with us on the chat, our first guest on the chat there as we test this new function out. So chat in and let me know how the sound is, because we have a studio mic between the 2 of us, actually 3 of us here, and we have another Zoom call going on as well with another microphone that's actually better. If you want to hear better audio, you might want to tune in via Zoom. You don't have to show anything. You turn off your audio and your video, just listen in and watch what we're doing here on the Zoom call. To get to the Zoom call, go ahead and go to diggingdeeper.us and click on the link at the top that says View Studio Cam, and then it gives you a chance to download the Zoom program or actually view via your web browser if you don't want to download something. So you can watch in and see us there. Matt's with me on the program. My wife Andy is also here, and we are testing live tonight the first live audio and video Digging Deeper show. So thanks again for listening in. Looks like I wanted to also say hello to Waylon, because he's on the chat here. I want to respond to what he said. And what Waylon says is maybe Pelosi is trying to keep Amy Coney Barrett from being confirmed to the Supreme Court by invoking the 25th Amendment to waste time in Congress and the Senate. That's a good idea. Wasting time.